Christmas is a magical time. Christmas is also a time when we have lots of places to go and lots of things to do. Oftentimes, our plates are very full. So today, I'm going to talk about some helpful holiday habits. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. You know that old adage that says, look your best and feel your best? I really do think there's a lot of truth to that. And I think at the holidays especially, it's important to maintain the rhythms that we do on a regular basis anyway. And a lot of these things can really help to make the next day go smoother. So I want to show you my nighttime skincare routine. I want to show you what I do for my skin in the morning. I also want to show you how I refresh my hair, and I want to share my makeup routine with you. So at night, I wash my face with CeraVe cleanser. This is a foaming cream cleanser that helps to remove my makeup. So I really like this. I find that it's hydrating. I do have skin that leans on the drier side. So especially as we are right in the middle of winter, my skin is experiencing lots of dryness. So I have to make sure that I really nourish that. So after I've done my skincare, I go through with my wet brush and I just remove all the tangles from my hair. I like to do this before sleeping so that I know I've got a good base and I can wake up with my hair looking and feeling nice the next day. I do try to wash my hair every 3 days or so, 3 to 4 days. I'm also showing you how I sleep with my hair. I don't sleep with it down. I sleep with it up like this, laying behind me on the pillow, and I find that helps to prolong my style for the next day. Now, I'm showing you here splashing my face with water. The last thing I do before I apply my moisturizer at night, and then the first thing I do in the morning, is to splash my face with cold water. I heard one time someone say when you're washing your face to wash with warm water to open those pores up, and then when you're rinsing at the end to rinse with cold water. And this just kind of helps your skincare to absorb. And I don't know how much truth there is to it, but it's something I've always done. So these two products, the Aquaphor I put on my lips and the Pond's face lotion I put on my face. You will see a mixture today of high-end and drugstore products. I know some of them are pretty clean and then some of them are not. And that's just kind of the mixture that I have at the moment. Maybe eventually we will move to everything being clean, but for now this is what we have. Sometimes I like to do some lymphatic massage on my face. I find that it feels really nice. And now I'm going to show you how I refresh my hair. I have shared this a little bit in some of my week of outfit videos, but I've never done a dedicated slot to it in a video. So I'm going to go through and show you. This is day 2 hair. And I'm going to use those 2 brushes, and I'll tell you each of their purposes. The first one that I use is that wet brush. You saw me use it last night. So again, I'm going through starting at the tips, starting at the ends of my hair, and then working my way up to the root, just making sure that there are no tangles. And then after that, I go in with what I use for dry shampoo and have used for a while now, which is just cornstarch. And I put it in an Old Spice jar and I sprinkle it directly onto my boar bristle brush. A boar bristle brush is great for working through the grease and oil that tends to settle on our scalps and pulling that oil down through the rest of your hair. You can already see how much this cornstarch combined with the brush has helped to work that oil out, work that grease out, and make my hair look lighter and bouncier and more refreshed. I also like to add this Verb Ghost oil to my ends. I find that it helps with static and tangles as well as gives me a little bit of shine. Alright, so we have come to the part of the video that many of you have requested, and it is my makeup routine. So I think that it's really important to figure out what you are looking for whenever you are doing your makeup. If you are somebody that wears makeup every day, or if you're somebody that just wears makeup on the very rare special occasion. I pretty much do wear makeup most days, but my routine is very simple. So my requirements for my makeup routine are that it be very quick. I can usually do it in 5 to 7 minutes. My requirements are also that it is very hydrating. I have mentioned already that I tend to have dry skin, especially in the winter months. So I am looking for something that gives me a dewy complexion. I am not looking for products to control oil and looking for products to be a matte finish. I want something that is going to be a nice sheen, very dewy, very moisturizing. So as I said, figure out what you want personally out of your makeup routine. So going into it, I need to know what my skin is like and what my features are like. And I don't do this so I can compare them to other people and say how much better other people's skin and features are than my own. I do this so that I can, make them look their best and I can honor them well. So, for example, the dry skin is one thing. So I want to make sure that I have a dewy finish. Another example is that my eyes are sort of a hooded shape, meaning that my lids sort of hang down a little over my eyes, making my eyes sort of more deep set. So in teenage years and, just experimenting with makeup, I would use eyeliner. I have since realized that eyeliner, unless it is just a very, very almost not there line, it actually doesn't do anything for my hooded eye shape. So as you will see, my eye makeup routine is usually mascara, and that's pretty much it. And that's because I feel like it honors my eye shape best. And you'll see whenever we get into it, I'll talk to you about why I like that. So we are all refreshed. I've refreshed my hair from yesterday, and you saw that. I have my moisturizer on. I have some Aquaphor on my lips. So we are ready to get started. Everything that I use for my makeup every day is in this pouch. I usually do my makeup at home, but there are times when we're running out the door to church and then I might do my makeup in the car while Brandon's driving or something like that. But everything that I use is in this bag, which was also thrifted, of course. All right, we're gonna start with the face products. So I have not worn a thick, like full coverage foundation in years and years and years. My skin is not particularly acne prone because that's not my skin type. If my skin were more acne prone, then I'm sure I would choose a more full coverage foundation if I felt like that was what I needed. So, it's all according to what you feel comfortable with. But for most of my adult life, really probably all of my adult life, I have used a tinted moisturizer or a BB cream or a CC cream. I've tried all different ones. The current one that I'm using is the Maybelline Dream BB Fresh. I have shade 100, which is light sheer tint, and this does have SPF 30 in it. You will see a mix today of drugstore products as well as higher end products. So definitely my makeup and skincare could be cleaner. I'm aware of that. I just have a mixture, and hopefully over time I'll introduce, cleaner alternatives, but there are some of both. So when I do my BB cream on a daily basis, I just do 3 lines on the back of my hand, just like this. I don't know how or why, that's just what I do. All right, so I start out by patting my BB cream, and then I will pat it onto my face. I try to make sure that I get some on my cheeks, my nose, my chin, and my forehead. And I will go in and pat like this until I have gotten most of it off of my hand. And then once I have kind of warmed up the product by patting, then I will use my fingers to go in and kind of melt it into my skin. In years past, I've used a brush, I've used a beauty blender, and honestly, I just find that my hands work best. I think they give a nice natural finish. I like that I don't have to clean and maintain an extra tool. I do have some brushes, and you'll see that, but this is just kind of what I do for my face. All right, BB cream is on. Now we will go in with the concealer. I didn't realize until I was getting ready to film just how much Maybelline stuff I actually have. Quite a few of my products are Maybelline, and the concealer is one of those. I use the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Concealer. This is a multi-use concealer. Mine is in shade 100. So this is one of those that has a little built-in sponge and you can click it up to release the product. This concealer gives an absolutely flawless finish. I have loved it for years and I really appreciate the product. So I concentrate it right here, kind of at the corner of my eyes. I do the bridge of my nose. Sometimes I will do here as long as it's not too dry. If I am dry here, it will kind of cling on to that dry skin, so I just watch that. And then of course I'll put it on any blemishes, and I also do the middle of my chin. Now with this, I will start kind of going in and patting just as I did with the BB cream, but I do actually have a makeup brush that I really like. This was sent to me by Merit, so this is their brush. I love how dense it is, I love how soft it is, and it has actually been a really great tool for blending my concealer. So fingers are fine, but I also really have enjoyed this brush. So if any of the Merit products that I mentioned today are products that you like, I will leave a code down below. I do have an affiliate code with them, and so I will just link that down below if you wish to shop and if you want to use that. So then we'll just check and make sure that all of that is nicely blended. I've got a little under my eye here that's not blended in. And over here. I'm usually not doing my makeup in front of the Christmas tree. All right, I have one more step before I go and wash my hands, and that is putting on a cream blush. I love blush. I really appreciate a bright pink. There's so many different colors of blushes, and I would like to get a few more. Right now, I kind of alternate between these two. For a long time, I used powder blush, and now I use a cream. Again, kind of helps with my dry skin, helps with getting that dewy look that I like. I'm sure that my makeup would last longer if I set it with a powder and if I set my blush with a powder blush, but I don't do that. So these are the two that I alternate between. They are Milani Cheek Kiss is what they're called. So this first one is called Coral Crush, and I think that's the perfect name for it. It's just a very corally color. This is the one that I pull from all spring and summer long. It's just very bright and it looks good with my complexion. This was the first color that I ever got in the Cheek Kiss. And then last year I decided that I wanted to get something that was a little more fall and winter, but that still would be flattering on my skin tone. So this is Merlot Moment. Oh, and this one is 120, I think I might have said. This one is 140 Merlot Moment. So you can see it's just kind of a mood shift, more of a fall vibe, Christmas vibe, but it still works pretty well. So I'm going to use this one today. Blush placement is one of those things that people feel really differently about. I think I probably used to put mine a little lower. I typically am placing mine right in this region. So if I kind of smile, I just go right up above that. And then I will do this side as well. Now when you first do this, it can feel a little scary and it can feel like this is not going to rub out, this is not going to blend in, but it does a pretty good job of blending out and giving you a really nice flushed look. Again, I pat when I can. I will rub when I need to, but patting seems to make my skin happy. All right, so we'll check one more time and make sure everything is blended. And I'm happy with that. Sometimes depending on what I'm doing, I want my blush to be a little more pigmented, so I might go back and build and add a little bit more. But for today, I am happy with that. So I am going to go wash my hands because I am done with the part of the makeup where I'm touching my face, and I want to get this product off before I do the rest. All right, so we have done the face makeup portion. So what we have left to do are brows, eyes, and lips. Customarily, I do my brows next, and then I save my lashes till last. I use two products for my brows. I use an eyebrow pencil, and then I use a brow gel. The one that I previously had was CoverGirl, and it is consistently sold out at the Walmart near me. So I got this L'Oreal one. It took a little getting used to because it was a little bit thicker, but it's worked out just fine. But just a clear brow gel is what I use. I think it's important as you're doing your makeup, and if it's interesting to you and you're exploring tutorials and things, there really isn't one right way to do something. And the perfect example of that is eyebrows. So years ago, I watched an eyebrow tutorial about the shape of your brows, and she showed the proper way to comb your brows up and trim them a certain way. And I didn't botch my brows by any means, but I did realize that for me, for my brows, for filling in the sparse spots, I actually need that extra length from my brows. So I never trim them, and that extra length actually helps make them more full. But if I had just gone by that tutorial, I wouldn't have known that. So it's important to know your face and know what really works best. Okay, we're getting up close and personal here for the eye products. This is a dual-ended eyebrow pencil. So this is in honey brown, and I have the color here and I have a spoolie here. So actually what I'm going to do first is the step that is very unflattering, but it is helpful in the end. The first thing I'm going to do is comb my brows down. So you can already see how there are sparse areas when I do this, and this is why that length is so important. If I were to trim that extra length, then it would really kind of hinder those spots. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do quick small down strokes. And I will just do those all along, just following the natural shape of my brow. All right, now we will brush them up and we'll go in the opposite direction. I probably should pluck my brows more often than I actually do. That's okay. One thing I really don't do anymore is get them waxed. I used to do that in my teens, and I can just pluck the stray ones at home. I also do, what is it called, dermaplaning, where you use one of those little razors to shave the hairs on your face. I do that also, so I can get really close to my brows and get rid of what I don't want. I probably need to do that again, especially in this area. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how that looks. The last thing that I want to happen throughout the day is for those brows to go down like we brushed them down in the first place. That is not the look that I prefer. So that is where the brow gel comes in. So I'm just gonna wipe off the excess on the edge of the tube, and then I will just brush my brows straight up. And then I'll come back and kind of smooth out any areas that need it. All right, and that's pretty much it. That's how I do my brows every day. So if you were to ask me kind of what are the pillars of my makeup look, what makes my makeup look me, I would say dewy skin, dewy, bright, clear skin. I would say brows that are full but natural. I would say a little bit of color on cheeks and lips. But the biggest, if I had to pick two things, I would say dewy skin and big lashes. But when I say big lashes, big but still natural looking. So the mascara that I've been using for years is the Maybelline Sky High. I have used a black color at times. I've used a brown color. Currently, I'm using the color True Brown. So my cousin is a makeup artist, and one trick that she taught me was that when you are doing mascara, you actually want to try to get it on the bottom and the top of your lashes. This can be tricky. Sometimes you will make a mess. It is definitely a learning process. So I go in and I start combing up. And then I will take that brush on the top of the lashes and kind of comb this way. This makes it so we're not just getting color on this part of the lash, but we're really kind of coating the entire thing all the way around. All right, I might come back and tweak that, but I'm pretty happy with that. Let me go to the other side. Now, one thing I noticed whenever I got this mascara was that sometimes it could clump up a little bit, and I had just happened to have an old tube of Lash Blast from CoverGirl. This is some version of Lash Blast. But the brush on this works really well for getting out clumps, I have found. So I will just run this through each of my lashes to remove any clumps that might still be there. And then I'll take whatever is left over on that wand and bring it to my lower lashes. I've done times where I don't wear makeup on my lowers and times where I do. I think I feel more like myself when I do. I wish I was better at putting on mascara and not wrinkling my forehead, but I always end up wrinkling my forehead. Okay, our lashes are done. A couple more things I want to show you. This is another Merit product. This is called Day Glow, and this is in the color Solstice. And this can really just be used as an extra sheen. So I kind of had to learn how to use it when I first got it. Sometimes I'll put it down the bridge and the end of my nose. Sometimes I'll put some here and here. And then I will just, as usual, just go in and warm it up with my fingers. And like I said, it's not something that I wear every day, but it just adds a little extra color, a little extra sheen without being glitter. All right, and then the last thing we will do is lips. So I do have one more Merit product. I've shared this one before. This is their signature lipstick. It is by Merit, and it is in the color Millennial. This lipstick is really pretty, and it pairs really well with the cheek color. I'll put them together here so I can kind of show you. I don't like heavy drying products, so I appreciate that this is moisturizing. So again, we have a mixture of drugstore and high-end. I would not categorize my makeup look as long wearing. Like I said, I'm sure I could use a powder and a powder blush and kind of set it and make it last longer. I don't use a setting spray or anything like that. So throughout the day, my makeup will just gradually wear off, but I'm okay with that. But when it is first done, this is what it looks like. It just feels very me. It feels minimal, but also nice and pulled together. If I am going somewhere a little bit nicer, I might pull out my eyeshadow. I have two palettes by Tarte that I really like, but like I said, I've just realized that I feel more like me without a lot of heavy colors up here. So even if I do go for an eyeshadow, a lot of times it's something that's close to my skin tone or just a shade or two darker, just to add some dimension in the crease, which if you have hooded eyes, you really kind of go above your crease because you don't want to shrink your eye anymore. You want to make it look nice and big and bright. All right, you guys, I hope that that was helpful for you. I know several of you have asked for my makeup routine, so there it is. I hope that you enjoyed it. It really, truly does start the night before. Whether or not I have time to do that shower the night before like I was talking about, that's my preferred, but it doesn't always happen with scheduling. But whether or not I do that, I always wash my face and I always put on moisturizer. And then in the morning, I splash my face with the cold water and put on moisturizer. And I just feel like that really helps my makeup to lay better. I can tell you without a doubt that if I did not do those things, my makeup wouldn't look nearly as smooth. the application wouldn't be nearly as nice. So that's the most important step for my makeup routine to go the way that I want it to. All right, you guys, thank you so much for stopping by my channel and for watching this video. I so appreciate you being here. I hope that you have a Merry Christmas. There are several more Christmas videos to come, so if you have not yet subscribed, click that like button and that subscribe button. I would love to have you stick around. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.